Hello everyone, I'm the Mole Man and welcome to my desktop. You may be wondering what we're doing here. Well, I say that, but it's going to be in the title of the video. This is going to be my Reskin tutorial on how to make your own reskin for Train Simulator in particular. Yeah, so this is going to be, there's several ways, there's a couple of ways of doing it. Both of them involve you buying one particular, well, getting a few programs, one of them you have to pay for eventually. Is this one here, RWTools. It will run 21 times without a license key, but then you have to donate. You can donate a minimum of $2 and then whatever. But yeah, this is a program that you need to edit the files properly and do the basic reskin stuff. Something you'll also need, these links will be in the description by the way, you'll also need RSBinTool to do some certain trains, because the way that I've found is some trains texture files can only be accessed via this program properly, so that's a program you have to download. And finally, paint.net. Now I don't use this for the editing purpose, but I use it because it can open .dds files, and that's something you're going to need. The only other program that you're going to need, which I didn't actually open a tab for, is this is the way I use it, is I think it's DXTBMP. I think it might, yeah. I use this program here, DXTEMP. A lot of people use it for flight sim, and I do myself use it for flight sim. But yes, this is another program you're going to need. There's the downloads at the bottom, so that link will be in the description as well. So yeah, these are the programs up here. I'm going to use Photoshop Elements 9 for my reskin purposes, and we're going to start off now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to where your Railworks folder is, which should be in Steam Apps Common, and you're going to want to pick your loco. Now this is all the people who make train sim stuff, yeah, and we're going to, for the basis of this, we're going to go into RSC, and we're going to make a class 67. We're going to reskin a class 67. So you want to go into Rail Vehicles, Diesel, class 67, and then there's this lot. Now the train already comes with four. It comes with Clary, Default, Red and Silver. Mole 75 is one you've seen before. It's the first reskin I've made of this train. We're going to make another one, and the way we're going to do that is we are going to copy and paste the default folder. Yes, so we've got a copy of the original train. We're then going to rename it to whatever you want to call it. So if you were making, say, a I can't spell tutorial, we'll just call it. How about we just call it T? There we go. How about T for tutorial? Because I can't spell. So if you were making one that was saying, who knows, Network Southeast, you could call it NSC, or Southwest Trains SWT. You know. So yes, we're just going to call it T because I just had a complete spelling mistake and spelling fail whilst trying to talk at the same time. So you open up here, and then you don't want to worry about most of these files. You don't want to change a lot of what's in here, but you do want to go to Engine, and you've got class 67 ews.bin. This will be different for every train that you do, but in the engine folder there should be a .bin file, and we need to edit this using RWTools. This is the program you can use 21 times. So I'm going to open with RWTools. Boom. This is the coding for the train. This is what tells Train Simulator that this train exists. Yeah, this is all and it tells it it's a class 67 EWS. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to change that to say T, and we're going to change it here so that this is the name of the train itself. This is how it displays. So we're just going to change it to T. Now we also have to edit a couple of other things in this file. So I'm going to search for it because it's easiest. We're going to search for GEO and find, and we need to change on the geometry ID and the collision geometry ID the folder which is going to. So we're going to change default to T, or whatever you're changing it to. Yeah. So if you name the folder NSE, that's what will go there. You replace the word default with whatever or whichever one you've copied to that. That's that file done. Save. That's that sorted. We still need our RWTools open for now. Might as well keep it open. And you can tell that it's worked because RWTools has made a bin.back file. So if you made a mistake and you wanted to start again, delete the .back and you can overwrite that one again, and that's that sorted. So now if I went into Train Simulator, cleared cache and clicked onto a quick drive custom, it should be in there. That won't work for me right now for some weird reason. So yeah, I won't show you how to I won't show you if it's working for now, but it's a good idea to check. So I'll show you how to clear the caching game later on. But I suppose what we need to do now is we need to go into the textures. Now these are the textures for the trains. Yep, so each one goes to something else. So we're going to have a look at class 67 main, and I'm going to open it with DXT1, so this is DXTBMP. That's what I'm going to open it with. And as you can see, I didn't know this with this train, but this one has got a scrambled alpha channel. So the way we're going to do this one is we're going to actually open it in RSBinTool. I'm going to might have to pick a different train for this particular one. So let's open SIRS file. That's right. This is the thing you have to do. Sometimes you end up having to do it this way, which is a thing that happens. If it's scrambled, this is the way I found to fix it. Class 67 rail vehicles. That's the wrong class 67 on that one. That's the class 66. My mouse is playing up. Rail vehicles, diesel, class. That's still the class 66. I'm very not good at clicking today. I do apologise. Ba-bum, 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 ba-da. Right, T, engine, textures, main. Boom. When you open it in RSBinTool, it seems to unscramble it, and you can then see what you're looking at. As you can see, this is the EWS one, as we found out in that file. So that if you open it up in DXTBMP and it's scrambled, open it in RSBinTool, and that should fix the problem. What we're then going to do is click on DDS tool and export the DDS data, and we're going to export it to the desktop, and we're just going to call it main, and it will call it main.dds. Data successfully exported. So if we now close RSBinTool, this is going to be the only file we change because it's just a tutorial. You'll know and then we're going to open this. It's just an extra step. We're going to open this with DXTBMP. Let it load, and you can see it's unscrambled. So then in DXTBMP you can set what your editor is going to be. So I can click Image, send to Editor, and it will open up Photoshop for me. That's something you'll have to set up yourself. It's a very simple thing to do. So that is one of the stages to do that. If you do it any other, that's the one way I get to it, to get to the actual file itself. Now, to make sure we can edit the file into the actual train, we're going to have to open it in RW tool. So we're going to click, before we start editing, we're going to have to click Open TgPcDx texture files, and then find it. Where is it? It's RSC. Let's see if I can actually click on it this time, shall we? Yes, there we go. Rail vehicles, diesel, class 67, whatever one you're making, engine, textures, main, open. And now once you can tell once it's open, because this code should probably change like that. There you go. That's the programming for it. Then we're going to click on graphics tools and convert this to DDS. And let it do that thing, and it will tell you, it will pop up in a second, it will tell you how it needs to be saved. In paint.net, all you have to do is do a couple of settings, and it should save it in that way no matter what you do. Once it's finished converting, it could take a little while, depends on how high quality the texture is. If it was a very high quality file, it's going to take longer to convert. And this is the way that I do it. If you find a better way of doing it, then by all means have a go, but this is the way that I've learned to do it. Right, so we need to save it. When we edit the file, we need to save it to DDS as a DXT3 ARGB, number of bitmaps 10. Tend to not have to worry about that, but I will show you how to change different stuff as necessary. So this is the file in Photoshop that we're going to jump back to, and let's just say we want to change the colour of it, shall we? So I'm going to change it just so it's a different colour. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, so look, as you can see, it's starting to change. This isn't a Photoshop tutorial, so I'm not going to teach you how to use Photoshop in this. But this is just the basics. So if you wanted to change the colour of the train, this is how you would do it. You just sort of do whatever you want. You could go into some intricate details with what you want to do. I'm just going to fill this in a bit more here. You could go into some intricate details of what you wanted to do a very nice actual livery that's there in real life, or make your own trains, which is what I mostly do. But that's the basic idea of it. That's now our change train. Let's just get a few more of the Let's get a few more of the bits that I've changed from green and make sure that they're, or changed from red and make sure that they're green. Like so. Da-da-do. There we go. Yeah, see this is the boring bit behind making a reskin. But let's say that's it. Some of it's sort of overgone here, but this is just a basic idea. And let's for the purpose of this, let's type on it hello. How about that? So hello. Right. And then hopefully that should appear in Train Simulator. We're just going to move that to there. Hello. We're then going to merge the layers. That's important. Right, this is where paint.net comes in. So we can close that now. We're going to open paint.net. Now there are going to be a lot of files to open because I do a lot of reskin related things. Not issues, but you know what I mean. This is paint.net. This isn't probably the most recent version because I still need to update it. But we're going to open, and you can see this is where all the files go. They go into a temp DDS in your RW2's folder. Now one of these should be the class 67. It should be. There it is, class 67 main.dds. We're going to open that and let it load. This is it. This is how for some reason it sometimes does it like that, but that doesn't matter if it opens it in rather transparent. So then we're going to copy this, the whole thing. We're going to copy, go into this and click paste. So Control V. If I hit it right, Control V. There we go. So that's our train there, and you can see if you hadn't merged the layers, it wouldn't have said hello because that was a separate layer. But that's that. So now we're going to file, save, or save as, whatever you want to do. And this is where you can change the type. So if it said save as a DXT5, then you click DXT5. If it said save as an ARGB8888, you do this one, which is I know some trains do that. But we need DXT3. We're going to not touch this lot, or have the same as I've got it, and put it onto generate bitmaps and super sampling. Okay. If it says that 0 bitmaps, you disable the bitmap bit there. That's a tongue twister and a half. Right. So now we're going to go back to RW tools, and with this time we're going to convert the DDS back to the TgPcDx file. We're going to find the one we want, which is class 67 main.dds. Click open, read all that, yeah, click yes, and it's going to replace the texture file in the T folder to look like the train we've just made. So we're just going to let it finish doing that, and then it's time to open up Train Simulator. Once it's done this, come on. Also, considering the fact you can see my monitor, you're going to find out how I record Train Sim every time now. So we're going to open up Train Simulator here. We are going to have to just wait for it to load. Can take a little while sometimes. I do apologise because my computer is very slow. But yes, so it should be done now. In terms of making the train itself, it should be done in that particular way. The other way would be to just open it in DXTBMP, and it wouldn't be scrambled. Then just send to editor and skip out the RSBinTool step. Do you see what I mean? So yeah. And also, I'm going to try and leave this unedited because it will show you real time on how long it takes to do this. But I'm also going to say as well, say you wanted to do the HST. Yeah, obviously that is one power car at each end, so that's one file, that's one bin file you've got to edit. And then each coach, because obviously they can have up to 8 coaches, they're all different. They've all got to have their bin files edited to be different. So yeah, that's something you have to do, and then you have to change the textures for each one. So it takes a lot longer. This is how long it takes to do each one. There you go, it's loading now. Each like coach or train, and I recommend that you open up Train Sim and check after every edit you make to be on the safe side. Also, because my quick drive isn't working, the only way I can show you the train is to go into the scenario editor and place it in, which is the only thing I know how to do in the scenario editor. So yes, we'll do that, and I tend to do it in the Isle of Wight because it means I can have the graphic settings all the way up to make sure it actually worked. Once it's loaded, that is. Come on. This is a bug I get every now and then. It won't load without sound, but that's not a bug we're going to have a problem with today. Right, you can click on the settings behind that, so that's a thing. But yeah, this is how I record Train Sim. 1280 by 720 on my, as a borderless thing. That's how I do that. That's true. Right, advanced. We're going to turn the scenery quality all the way up and click save, and then I'm also going to go tools, clear cache, and yes, that should restart the game. Should hopefully start the sound as well. But yeah, so clearing the cache is an important step in reskinning a train. If you're just editing a texture file, oh god, failed, whatever. One more time. Yeah, if you're just editing a texture file, you don't need to do that. You don't even have to close the game to do that, which is quite interesting. You can just like, you know, sort of like, you can't be in a scenario, but if you said like open a scenario, looked at the train, click quit, change the texture files and then click replay, the changes would take effect. It's very odd, but never mind. We are currently waiting for TrainSim to reload. This is what I have to deal with every time. It doesn't usually take this long, but I am recording at the same time at a higher quality than normal, so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go, we have sound. Right, what we're going to do, I'm going to go on to see what you would do. Hang on, I've just clicked on build, but yeah. Right, main menu. What you would do now at this point is drive. Come on. There we go. The game's not really playing with me today. Drive, and then you would click on custom once it's loaded. Come on. Load. This is what I deal with every time. And it's not the case. I mean, it's, you know, it's just a simple case of I need a better computer. That's all it is. I've got a laptop at the moment, and it's all very well people saying you need a better computer, but I can't afford one yet. So what you would do at this stage is click on custom and find your train in there, and then look at it to make sure it's okay, and maybe put it on a route. The way I'm going to do it, because the only way I can get it to work for some reason, is go build scenario, and we're going to go on the Isle of Widget, the Isle of Wight, because it's the only place, we're going to new scenario it here, it's the only place that's got so little scenery I get a good frame rate with high quality, if that makes sense. Once it loads up, there's a new scenario thing. Yeah, I do apologise. You wanted a tutorial, and this is the best I can do right now in terms of I've done everything hopefully correct so far, but the game's still going to be a doof. It is responding, right? Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, see, what you do see, yeah. Let's just have a look at it. So, yeah, so what we're looking for is a green and grey train that says hello on the side. That's what we're looking for. It's not, oh no, it is, right. So we're going to call it T, because reasons, free roam, and we're going to start a ride pier head create. And once it's finally created that, we can then click edit. Oh no, there we go. Right. And now we have to wait for the game to load. It shouldn't take too long. There's not much of the Isle of Wight. Yeah. So yes, this is, if this doesn't work, it's going to be a bit of an interesting one. But yes, this is how long it takes to do the most basic of reskins. Obviously, you could spend weeks, you know, on Photoshop making a perfect train. If you don't have Photoshop, you can edit the file on paint.net, for example, or you could maybe even save it. I wonder if you could save it. No, it only saves as DDS files, I think. So it's sort of paint.net, or use DXTBMP to put it in whatever editing file sort of program you want. I use Photoshop. So yes, but if you had like, you could like say choose your editor as Paint and then open it up in Paint. But yes, it's very important that you do it all properly, like I've done it here. Just kind of rambling whilst waiting for this to load now. It's kind of fun. Oh well, shows you the real time that I have to deal with when reskinning these things, and considering the fact I have to load it every time, or every time I add a new coach I have to edit it in, so this is the fun things of life. Oh dear. Oh, now, Miami West Palm Beach. Oh no, alright then, I'm not allowed to read that. Right, once it's loaded a little bit more, like everything else, I might be able to see what we're doing. Come on. Right, it's because I'm recording, it's usually fine. Alright, welcome to Ride Pier Head in scenario form. Yep, scenario editing form. So, the way we're going to do this is to activate a piece of DLC, you click on the little box that's underneath the big box. Boom. And then you go to whoever made it, you go click on it. So we're going to go to RSC. And then we're going to click on Class 67 Pack 01, which is where our train is. I've scrolled down way too much. Right, class 6701. You click on the middle box, and you wait for it for the tick to commence, like so, and then you can go over to trains, which is here, and then you can find it. So there's a train called class 67T. We're going to drag it in, and there's our train. So if we have a look, go away. Come on, right. If we have a look, we now have a train that says class. It's got the numbers on the side. That's part of a different. That's not part of the texture, which is why it's still there. Probably means that yeah, the hello's behind the numbers. But as you can see, it has worked. So if we click play, actually no, don't click play yet. No, don't do that. If you want to drive the train, hang on. I click no. Oops, that's gonna. I've just screwed it up. I meant to click cancel, not no. Oh dear, now the train's not going to be there. I am a doof. I am a real doof. Right. Yeah, so the game's a doof, I'm a doof. We're all doofs here. Right. Do you want to save changes to the route? I haven't made any changes, but yeah, go on then. Yes, alright. Sorry about this. But it just shows the problems you've got to have, because there's no point doing this if you don't want to, you want to drive the train to make sure that works, don't you? Right, so this should be open, or is it? Yeah, it still is. Right, class 67T. Boom. It's the other way around this time, but never mind. We're then going to click the little driver head icon and click on our train, because that means that we can drive it. See? That little symbol there means we can drive the train. Go away, Norton. We don't care about you. I know there's a high performance alert. You pop up way too much for my liking. I'm going to click play, and yes. And once it's loaded in, this is our train. As you can see, it's worked. Now I turn the graphic settings up so you can actually see what the train looks like. But yeah, that's the basic idea of it. So that's how it works there. I didn't do the grey bit up there very well, but never mind. It's worked. I didn't. Yeah, this is So you can do whatever reskin you want like this. It can be a simple one like I've done here, or it could be a really complex one where it takes ages to get all the pixels in the right place. So yeah, that's the basic idea of how to make a train. If you wanted to do stuff like change the picture here and change its name, that's well, that's not fun. Changing the picture's rather easy. Changing the name is something you have to do, and I've not figured that one out yet. But we're gonna quickly, if we go to textures and we go, how do we fix the hang on. If you go into loco information, that's to make an image.png, and that's what that photo is there. So if you change that for your train, so take a screenshot of it and put it and replace that one, that's what that will change. So that makes sense, doesn't it? More or less. But yes, this has been my reskin tutorial. If it works, then great for you. If it doesn't, I'll try and help in the comments, but no promises, because doing this via video is the easiest way of doing it. So I wish you the best of luck in your reskinning adventures. And yes, so quick recap, I guess. Might as well quick recap. You open up you copy the train. You open up the bin file in RSBinTools. You change the 4 sections that I told you to change. You can look back in the video for this. Say look back as many times as you need to. You then open the texture file in Photoshop or something like that. Sometimes you need to do it. Sometimes you need to do it through RSBinTool, and then save it as a file, and then open that with DXTBMP, and then put it into Photoshop or whatever. Sometimes you can just do it straight through DXTBMP. But yes, and then you edit the file, you open it in RSBinTools, and then you open the texture file. Then my brain's having a bit of a dumb moment now. You open the texture file, convert it to DDS, open it in Paint.net, put the edited file over it, save it as however it wants to be saved, convert it back, open the game, clear cache, put the train in a scenario, or just make it in QuickDrive, and you should be done. So yes, thank you very much for watching. This has been a very different kind of video, and I hope it's professional enough. If this helped you, please like, comment and subscribe. Have fun reskinning the trains that you want to do. Some of them are more difficult than others. I've only made a few so far, and there's some things that I'm too much of a novice to do. But yes, I'll see you in the next video, which I don't know what that will be, because I don't know when this one will be up, but you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So, yeah, see you in the next video.